Day 1, Hopscotch the Globe group trip. Woo!
Welcome back to another Hopscotch the Globe group trip recap. Since 2018, Sia and I have been organizing group trips with, well, you guys, watching this right now. Our community, our travel tribe. For this latest trip, 8 of you joined me, Kristen, and 2 local guides who also happen to be my best friends for 11 unforgettable days in Costa Rica's Blue Zone. Not only do we learn firsthand from some of the longest living people on the planet, we lived the Blue Zone lifestyle ourselves. This journey was inspired by the 9 Blue Zone pillars for reverse engineering longevity. 1. Move naturally. 2. Purpose. 3. Downshift. 4. The 80% rule. 5. Plant-based. 6. Wine at 5. 7. Belonging. 8. Loved ones first. And 9. Right tribe. Studies show that by incorporating these principles into your daily life, you could add 10 to 12 years to your lifespan. But instead of just reading about the pillars in a book or online, we immersed ourselves in it, connecting, moving, cooking, and learning directly from those who've mastered the art of long, meaningful living, including this 103-year-old cowboy you might recognize from the Blue Zone series on Netflix. Our first stop was Hotel Hacienda Huachipilin, where we based ourselves for the first few nights.
Salud, salud! Salud!
Here, we dove into many of the 9 pillars, like plant-forward meals at the hotel restaurants, which celebrates Costa Rica's rich culinary heritage, blending traditional flavors from fresh, locally sourced ingredients. The hotel's restaurants offer a farm-to-table dining experience with many ingredients coming directly from the hotel's organic garden and nearby farms. We have just arrived at Hacienda Huachipilin, and we're going to be spending the next few nights here. This place is a sanctuary. This place is great for both adventure and relaxation. We're going to be doing both of that. Today, we are going to be heading to the natural hot springs heated by the volcano nearby and just relaxing in this medicinal water that is full of natural minerals that is so good for the skin, so good for the soul. And tomorrow we're going to be doing some adventurous activities and probably heading to the hot springs again, because when you stay here, you can go as many times as you would like. There's also some hikes, there's waterfalls, there's so much to do here. You could easily spend a week. I'm totally looking forward to experiencing everything this place has to offer. I've been wanting to come here for a while, but this is my first time and I'm so glad I get to experience it with this group. What better way to downshift with your tribe than by spending the evening soaking in natural hot springs heated by a volcano, which is what we did each day during our stay at Hacienda Huachipilin. So right now we're in a pool that's 38 degrees, 100 degrees Fahrenheit. It's feeling good. So the idea is to, it's really actually quite hot. The idea is to sit in the hot water, open up your pores, and then put the natural volcanic mud all over you, rub it in, let it dry, and then go in another one of these hot springs and wash it off, and then you feel like the smoothest skin ever. And it just looks good, it cleans you, and all natural. One of the most memorable moments from the trip happened on a suspended bridge deep in the rainforest. One of our travel tribe members, Brittany, is terrified of heights, but with encouragement from the group, she faced her fear and walked across this bridge. That is the right tribe in action. That's the power of belonging, supporting each other, showing up, and growing together.
She did it! Facing fears!
We are off on a tubing adventure. We're going to be going, it's kind of like a combination between lazy river and whitewater rafting, mixed the two together. It's going to be a fun experience, especially because it's been raining a lot lately, so I'm hoping it's going to be a little crazy, especially because there's some people in this group that haven't done it before, like tubing or whitewater rafting, so it's gonna be really fun. Woo! So we're told that there's class 2, 3 rapids. It's gonna be a good time. Woo-hoo! We also embrace the Move Naturally pillar in the most playful way, by floating down a river, surrounded by nature, laughing, and many splashes. River tubing reminded us to downshift, to let go, be present, and just enjoy the ride. Because sometimes reconnecting with your purpose means making space for joy, adventure, and pure childlike fun.
Ah, now the relaxing part. That was a pretty adventurous start.
A little more intense than I expected. But fun? So now we wait, one by one. We're gonna go through this rapid.
Pura vida. Hey, Frank! Ahí está Frank! Hey, hey!
After an afternoon on the tubes, we had a family dinner where we talked about the day and shared more laughs before we settled into our rooms for the night.
It's guachicolín. Oh, yeah.
Buenos dias. It's an early start today. We are heading to hike Rincón de la Vieja volcano. It's an active volcano. We're gonna get to see and learn about very interesting things about it and hopefully spot some wildlife. Rincón de la Vieja National Park spans over 34,000 acres and is recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The park is home to an incredible diversity of plants and wildlife, which we were fortunate to see plenty of.
There's something right there. What is that?
There's something that went by.
Where is it? It's right here. See that right there? Right here. What is that?
I saw something farther away.
Leo, what are we looking at?
We're looking at a troop of howler monkeys. The howler monkeys are the second loudest mammal in the world. You can hear them around, I would say, 5-6 kilometers in a straight line. You, Costa Rica, would say they are alarm clock. 5 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the PM, you're gonna hear them.
Behind me is Rincón de la Vieja volcano. It is one of 5 active volcanoes in Costa Rica today. It's been really cool to get to see an active volcano here. This is actually the first one that I've seen up close in Costa Rica, so it feels very special. Rincón de la Vieja is one of Costa Rica's most fascinating volcanoes, both geologically and culturally. It's the largest and most active volcano in Guanacaste, Costa Rica, and is known for its geothermal activity, bubbling mud pots, fumaroles, and hot springs.
Fumaroles! This is evidence that we're on top of an active volcano.
That is super cool to see like the gurgling happening. And typically, I was actually expecting it to smell a lot worse, but like that sulfur rotten egg smell, but it was actually not that. It kind of smells like a little bit of burnt toast. Just a, your typical breakfast.
This is amazing. We are just hanging out on the top of an active volcano. And you can see that it's clearly active. And I think that's crazy and cool.
Hey Leo, what are we looking at?
We're looking at Cloud Factory. This is where the clouds are made. Ta-da!
We've been lucky enough to see both the howler monkeys and the spider monkeys. There's 4 types of monkeys here in Costa Rica. So those, and then there's the capuchin, the white-faced monkeys, as well as the squirrel monkeys, which the squirrel monkeys I have yet to see at all, ever here. But 2 types of monkeys in one day, that's pretty good. Scratch that out. 3 of the 4 types of monkeys we've seen today. Right across from the national park is Oropendula Waterfall, another place to downshift and connect with nature. We're on a suspension stairwell. It's like a bridge, but it goes down. Check this out. This is awesome!
Costa Rica, and there are so many, but like the color of this water, and just like to get here, like the canopy stairs, so fun.
Our next stop on our Costa Rica Blue Zone experience was in the village of Santa Barbara. Here we would be spending 3 nights living in the homes of the locals. This was an opportunity to be fully immersed in the day-to-day lifestyle of those living in this blue zone, gaining advice and learning their secrets to a long, healthy, and happy life. We have officially arrived in Santa Cruz, in Nicoya, in the blue zone, where we're going to be spending the next 3 nights living, breathing the blue zone experience, getting to stay with the people, the families that live here, and seeing what they do on a day-to-day basis, getting to talk with some of the oldest citizens in the world and asking questions that I have been burning to ask for so long. So I'm so excited. I have goosebumps right now. Everyone has been given a host family for the next few days, and everyone's going to be going to their host families right now for some lunch. Then we're going to meet back here for some surprises. Yeah, are you excited? Yes, I'm very excited. Enjoy. Are you excited?
I can't even. I can't even count it. Like, what? We were just talking to our mom. So we're from Santa Barbara, California. And she was just telling us a story that the church here received something for their altar that was supposed to be for a church in Santa Barbara, California. So she knows exactly where we're from. So that was...
You're off to a good start.
Right? I believe it. Just bring it on.
Deepak and I will be staying with Jeanette together in her house, and apparently she's a really good cook. We're about to have lunch.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about that. Just arrived in my house that I'm gonna be living in for the next 3 nights, and this is like a typical colonial house. It's so cool, so rustic, so beautiful, and right across the street is a 98-year-old woman just on her rocking chair right now. Oh my God, this is so cool.
She was really kind enough to tell me how to connect the fan. She said use the fan. There's also this little bucket sheet. She opened one up for me and she says you can use this to store all your clothes, which is really nice. I have a single bed here, and no AC, so this is going to be very interesting, you know?
We're having our first Blue Zone meal. We got, go ahead.
That is really good. That's like some kind of bean soup and it's really good. Like
Frijoles, yeah, beans.
Wow.
We have plantain, we have eggs, we have beets, roasted beets, and I don't know what's in here.
Let's take a look.
An
Avocados. Wow, look at
avocado. And looks like limonada, lemonade. What do you think of lunch?
It's really good. My mom makes these. There's a bean curry that she makes out of it. It tastes very similar and it's super delicious. I think I could eat this for a long, long time. It's really healthy and delicious.
Just talking to my host mom, and she said that this is very typical, a typical meal for lunch and dinner during the rainy season because of the soup. And it's delicious. It's like simple, fresh ingredients, so flavorful. And in this area, in the Blue Zone, they don't use condiments. They use like spices and a little bit of salt, and that's it. The heart of the village of Santa Barbara is La Casona de Santa Barbara, which is a historic hacienda-style home that's more than 100 years old and functions as a cultural museum and community gathering space. Visitors can enjoy guided tours, traditional Guanacastecan cooking classes, and participate in family events that celebrate local heritage. If you're interested in the country's cultural roots, this is an incredible place to spend some time.
I am the owner of La Casona de Santa Barbara, or La Casona de Alto, like the people say here. This house has more than 100 years. It could be 157. We hope that. And he was a church, school, a theater, a bar, and now it's a local museum. We try to do rural tourism with the community because for us it's very important to keep our culture, our gastronomy, and also to have the heritage that our family or grandfather or mother heritage to us.
Something I found very interesting was that the people of this area are a mix of different cultures, of people who immigrated to this part of Costa Rica years ago, which made me think, is longevity based more on nurture or nature?
This guy, Salvador was a Turkey man from Turkey. Many people were immigrants from Turkey, Lebanon, and Greece, Spain, China, South Africa. For this reason, you will see different faces here. Yes, Chinese, but indigenous people, Chorotega indigenous people. And for example, my family is indigenous, China and Spain. This project for us is not only for the family, it's for the town, it's for the women, it's for our identity.
During our stay at La Casona de Santa Barbara, we dove deep into the culture of this incredible place, which includes learning about the rich tradition of Chorotega pottery. We are doing a traditional pottery demonstration. We just learned that it's a mixture of clay, like this, and it's ground up using like a big mortar and pestle. And then it's mixed with this sand that's from the nest of an iguana. And you mix those two with water, and it's not a 50-50 split. It's kind of like mix a little bit of this, a little bit of this, a little bit of this, a little bit of the water, until you get like that clay, like doughy consistency. And the best way to do that is by stomping on it. Oh, so good. Oh yeah. Chorotega pottery is deeply tied to the identity of the Nicoya Peninsula and plays a meaningful role in the region's longevity, lifestyle, and sense of purpose. The artisans here are still making pottery the same way it's been done for centuries, by hand, using local clay and natural pigments, and each design inspired by nature. Creating pottery provides artisans, many of whom are elders, with a clear sense of purpose, one of the Blue Zone's pillars. Pottery in the Nicoya Blue Zone is a family and community affair. Knowledge is passed from one generation to the next, creating strong intergenerational bonds and deep sense of belonging. When you see a Chorotega pot, you're not just looking at art, you're seeing a living tradition that supports longevity, community, and purpose, all rooted in the very principles that make the Nicoya Peninsula one of the healthiest places on earth.
The Chorotega people, they don't have a language to protect, per se. They have this, they have the pottery, they have the original process with the original materials and the original colors, and this is what they want to preserve and pass on.
Another experience I had been waiting years to try was making traditional corn tortillas from scratch, the Blue Zone way. We are doing a cooking class, a traditional Blue Zone diet cooking class. We're making tortillas from scratch, and the way that they do it here is different than anywhere else. They process the corn through something called nixtamalization, so they soak it in water and ash, and that is what makes it so good for you compared to like other tortillas. The diet is a big part of how the people here are living long, and tortillas is a staple in the diet, a daily staple, all meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So I'm excited to be finally making it the traditional way. I've been wanting to do this for so long. We're here, we're doing it. Fran, do you want to tell me what you're doing exactly? According to what you know?
Getting the corn husk separated from the corn and washing it off, but but without getting the sediment back in there.
How many times do you have to do it?
20. So far we are 3.
Oh my gosh, making traditional tortillas from scratch. This has literally been a dream of mine for years. And we're here, we're doing it in the Blue Zone. What? So it's just corn that they've soaked. They add the ash, so they do the nixtamalization that I mentioned. And then we grinded it and added some water to it, and that's it. And now we're putting the shape to it, and then we're gonna cook it on the fire. ¿Qué piensas? ¿Sí? Bien. I got a bien. Yay. Gracias. Gracias. You got 100. You got 100. As we cook, we drink, the Blue Zone way, by enjoying the traditional beverage made from the coyol palm tree called vino de coyol, or coyol wine. How does that taste?
That's pretty good.
What does it taste like?
It's really hard to say.
You'll
Try a
have to
little
have more.
It has a little kombucha taste, but
Yeah, we're gonna go to a palm wine on the way to Tamarina.
kind of like a champagne.
This is the native drink. The native used to drink this. This is a palm wine. And the coyol plant grows only in this part of Costa Rica, which is in Guanacaste. That's why the Chorotegas, they used to have this drink. Back in the day, we didn't have any beer or wine, so they figured it out. They have this really exquisite drink. And also they said that this one make you live longer.
That, and it also apparently it makes you drunk, not once, but twice. So you get drunk while you're drinking it, and then the next day you go out in the sun and you're drunk again, which is terrifying. And it gives men erections. What's happening, Brittany?
It's competition.
Tortilla race.
Tortilla race, the nicest and the fastest.
You guys have quite the audience. No pressure.
Done.
¿Cuál es mejor?
Esta me gusta mucho.
But his was slowest. He took the longest.
How does that make you feel, Chris?
It validates me.
We were celebrating Guanacaste. ¡Que viva Guanacaste, carajo! ¡Ahora, papá! ¡Contesta, Juné! ¡Contesta, Juné!
¡Contesta, Juné! ¡Más lindo!
Ese es el grito guanacasteco. ¡Que viva la bajura, papá!
I feel like just gonna.
Okay, what you just heard there is just community and celebration and excitement. One person starts cheering for their pride of their country in this area, and then the neighbors, you hear them cheering, and over there, and over there, and over there. And I love it. Corn plays a foundational role in the diet of the people of Nicoya. So along with tortillas, we also learned how to make corn rice. And while cooking, we had a visit by Doña Rosa, who is 90 years young and showed us up when it comes to tortilla making.
Oh my god, that is fresh.
What are you eating?
I'm having
Oh my goodness, the tortilla is like warm.
a fresh tortilla with queso fresca on it.
Oh my god.
No, pero tiene leche. Cámbiale otra.
So fresh.
Sí, 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 la pelota con
So real.
Con mantequilla.
Wow. Simple, but
yo.
delicious and healthy. Oh my god, it's so good. After spending hours cooking, talking, drinking, laughing, we sat down as one big family to enjoy this incredible meal. Jason, how is it?
Delicious.
Bueno, first say thank you to God for this food, and thank you for the providence of the food, and for the visit and our guests.
Just noticed while we were in the kitchen, all the local people are just laughing and cheering and having fun, and they're just like spending time with friends. So yeah, I think that's part of the secret here.
So far, our time in Costa Rica's Blue Zone has been nothing short of inspiring, insightful, motivating, and overall just incredible. But our adventure doesn't end here. You'll have to check out part 2, where we sit down with some of the oldest people on our planet and learn their secrets for longevity. We also continue learning the way of the Blue Zone, living through the local day-to-day traditions. We celebrate a birthday, Tico style, partake in many more cultural activities, give back to the community that has taught us so much, spot more wildlife, board a private yacht, and so much more.